Good morning dear students, welcome back to our physics class. So dear students, we are going to talk about the force and laws of the motion. Okay, by taking the name itself, the force, it is so heavy, no? Yes, in this way it is very heavy concept. Okay, so dear students, when we are learning or when we are dealing with the physics, so this is very easy concept because it runs in our day to day life, but while solving the problems which is related to the similar concept, whichever maybe it is a motion or force, we are finding difficulty. So that's why we have to go through the theory concept. If you don't know the theory properly, then we are not able to solve the problems. Okay, so in the motion chapter itself, we have done some theory concept as well as we have done some problems, and in similar way the force chapter also we are going to deal with the similar manner, where we are going to cover some theory concept as well as we are going to solve some problems. And dear students, in today's concept, in the part 1, we will going to deal with the introduction of force and as well as what are the types of the force and what are the effects of the force which we can analyze in our day to day life or in our surrounding. Okay, so dear students, be ready with the new concept. I hope you will enjoy this class. Okay, so be ready with these things because a perfect notes only you can give a better results. Okay, so you have to take down the points because it is very important. Okay, now so first, in the first slide we are going to define about the force. Okay, how we are going to define the force in our day to day life? When we are pulling something, when we are stretching something, when we are lifting something, we are applying some force. Are you able to see these things? No, we can feel it, we can judge it, is it? So in the similar way, the force is related to the same concept. In this only we are going to define the force and we are going to define the SI unit of the force. Okay, so this is the first point where we are going to talk about the force, where we can see in a one sentence form that a push or a pull on a body. Okay, even suppose one body or an object is there. If you want to pull something, if you want to push something, then you can apply force. Okay, you are applying to force from changing one place to another place of that particular object. So at that time what you can say, that we are applying the force. Okay, now next is, in our day to day life, what are the types of the motion or what are the types of the force which we can analyze? Okay, so we are using the term as pushing. Yes, we are pushing something, we are lifting something, we are pulling something, we are stretching something, we are twisting something, we are pressing something, we are bending something. So these are the forces which are used in our day to day life or in a everyday or every moment in our surrounding, is it? So anywhere or any place we are applying the force, is it? Now, so next thing, we cannot see the force, we can only judge. Okay, we can only judge where we are applying how many force, how much force we are applying to displace any one of the things. We can change, we want to change the shape, we want to move one object from to another place, so we are applying the force. Yeah, motor body also is there, but when we are applying by our body, the stress is by applying our body, then only is considered as the force. Okay, so the third point is that a force cannot be seen, a force can be judged. Yes, only it can be judged only by the effects which can be produced. Means if the changing of the shape you are observing, so it is going to give the result. Okay, how much force you are applying. Okay, suppose one iron sheet is there, you want to convert into wire. Okay, so by using the hammering, okay, by using the hammering you can change that sheet into the wire. Okay, so at that time what you are applying the force, so resultant you can see that in the form of the wire. Yes, so it can be only judged by how or which result we are getting there. Okay, so it force cannot be seen. Okay, now next point is, I am going to show one picture, that is how you can observe how the person is applying the force. He is pushing to this heavy object, is it? And second one, he is not able to push that heavy object, so he has taken the help from his friend. As well as the third one or person also, you can see here the person is going to take a lots of stress to pull that gadi. Okay, so that's why in day to day life we are applying so many or so much of stress to change the position of the object. So it's in the form of the force, we can say. Okay, as well as force having the magnitude and the direction. Okay, it's having the magnitude as well as direction, so we are going to term in the vector quantity. Yes, it's having some direction. So if person is moving this box from one place to another place, he is going to pull this box in a one particular direction. Okay, it's having the direction, it's having magnitude, it's having some volume, it's having some shape. So force having the magnitude and the direction, which makes it is a vector quantity. As well as you are going to know about this, the SI unit. Okay, the SI unit of the force is a Newton. Okay, it is measured in the SI unit of Newton. Who was the Newton? Newton was the famous scientist who has discovered the 3 laws of motion. Okay, so in next concept we will going to learn this laws of motion. Okay, so that's why the SI unit of the force is can be measured in the form of the Newton. Okay, so when we are going to talk about the symbol representation, we are going to represent in the form of F. Okay, we are going to represent as F is equals to force. So while deriving the equations, we must to know what is F. It is a force. Okay, in the physics term, F is represented as force. Okay, now effects of the forces. So when we are going to talk about the effect of the forces, we have to take some certain examples, then only we can understand the things that how it impacts in our everyday life. Okay, so here you can read this first point, that force can make a stationary body in a motion. Okay, stationary body in a motion by how? For example, when we are taking the football and it can be set by moving a kicking. Okay, you can set one place itself, so you can set the position of that particular football. So at that time what you can observe, you are applying some force that particular football. Yes, so the force can make a stationary body in a motion. It can be rest at the position by applying the force of any of the object. Okay, as well as when we are next thing is that force can stop a moving body. Is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. How? When we are applying the brakes into the bicycle. Okay, when we are riding the cycle, so it is in our moving body. Okay, so when we are applying the brakes, it can be stopped. Okay, so force can stop a moving body. So when we are applying the brakes, the body can stop itself. So force can stop a moving body. This is the second point. What are the effects in our day to day life? Force can make a stationary body in a motion, as well as force can stop a moving body. What happens? Is it possible to change the direction? Yeah, it is possible to change the direction. Force can change the direction of the moving object. Okay, yeah, how it is possible? By applying the force, what we can do? By moving handle the direction of the running bicycle. Okay, suppose a truck or something is coming in front of you when you are riding onto the into the this highway. Okay, suddenly a person or truck will come and you want to stop that, and you want to change the direction of that particular bicycle. So how we can do that? By changing the direction. How we are going to change the direction? By applying the brakes or by applying the moving force. while moving handle the direction. Okay, as well as how we are going to take this situation in a easy manner by moving string the direction of the running vehicle. Okay, vehicle also can be changed by applying the force. Okay, we can stop it. So the moving of the vehicle also we can change by applying some force. Okay, we can change the direction of that particular vehicle. Okay, next we are going to talk about that the changing of the shape. Okay, force can change the shape and size of the object. Yes, I have given you one example about the sheet. You can convert into the wire. How it is possible? By applying the hammering at that particular iron sheet. We can change it, no? So how we can change it? By applying some force. Okay, so what is the resultant form? That is, force can change the shape and size of that particular object. Okay, here are few of the example. We can consider how the effects of the force we can analyze in our everyday life. So force can make a stationary body in a motion, force can stop a moving body, and force can change the direction of the moving object, as well as force can change the shape and size of the object. So dear students, in our day to day life, so many examples are there which are the effects of the forces itself. Okay, so just go analyze these things, so it is very easy concept for you. Okay, so now let's talk about the balanced and the unbalanced force. So here we are going to define in the two forms of the forces, that is a balanced and unbalanced forces. So let's see what is the balanced forces. Okay, so when we are talking about the balanced forces, the resultant of the applied force is equal to the zero. Means how much force we are applying, the state of change of the object is not going to be changed. Okay, so it is called as the balanced force, or balanced force do not causes any change of the state. Okay, it is not causes any change of the state, means it is not converting from any state to the another state, or it not changing one position to the another position. So that's why it is called as the balanced force, because it is having the equal number of magnitude and the opposite applied the direction. Okay, so here it is equal in a magnitude and opposite in the direction. So balanced force can change the shape and size of the object. Okay, when we are going to take a simple example itself, then only you are able to understand this word, that how we are going to change the shape and size of the object, but the resultant force is zero. Okay, you have to show that the resultant force is zero, means we are applying the force but it is not going to give any of the result. So that's why I have taken a simple example. When force are applied from both the sides, means if suppose one balloon is there and you are applying the force from here or as well as here also, so the change of the shape of the balloon is going to be changed. But are you finding any huge amount of the forces? No. Is it? No, you are not finding any huge amount of the force. So resultant is zero. You are not going to change the state of the object. So that's why when force are applied from both the sides over a balloon, the size and shape of the balloon is going to be changed, but the resultant force is zero. So such type of forces is called as the balanced forces. Okay, so now let's talk about the unbalanced forces. Unbalanced forces, you can take any one of the example which we can analyze in our everyday life. So what is the definition of unbalanced force, or how we are going to define the unbalanced force? Let's see. Okay, so if the resultant of the applied force are greater than the zero, okay, we are applying the force and if the result is not getting as a zero, means we are applying the huge amount of the force. So you can take a one simple example. If you want to change the position of any one of the object from one place to another place, you are applying some force. Okay, and finally you have done. Yes, you had changed the position that particular object. So in this time what happens? The resultant of applied force, you are applying huge number of force. so it is greater than 0. So it is called as the unbalanced force. Okay. So suppose the example is given here, an object in a rest can be moved because of applying balanced force. Okay. So an object is in the rest which can be moved by applying the balanced forces. So we are going to take some examples how we can do the unbalanced force in our life. Okay. So move a stationary object. Okay, if the some particular object is already in a rest position, so you can change or move the position of that particular object from one place to the another place. As well as second point is that increase the speed of a moving object. You can also increase the speed of the moving object. Similarly, you can also decrease the speed of the moving object and as well as stop a moving object. So in effects of the force itself, we have taken some certain example how we can move a stationary object, how we can increase the speed of the moving object, how we can decrease the speed of the moving object, or how we can stop a moving object. So all these things how we can done by applying the forces. In this condition, the resultant of the applied forces are always greater than the 0. So such type of examples we can take under into the unbalanced forces. Okay. Now as well as the change the shape and size of the object. So this also can be done in the balanced forces. Okay. Now we are going to talk about some common forces, dear students. First, later on we will going to discuss one by one. Okay. So, muscular forces. What do you mean by these muscular forces? A force obtained by the working of a human body muscles is called as the muscular forces. We want six-pack abs, or we are going to do exercise where because we are going to be fit and fine in our day-to-day life, or we want fit body, we want a muscular body. So at that time we are applying this body this force on our body itself, is it? So this type of forces we are going to tell as a muscular forces. The force obtained by the working of human body muscles is called as the muscular forces. Okay. So how we are going to do this type of forces? By lifting the objects. Yeah, we are going to weigh lifting. Yes, I hope you know what is weigh lifting. Okay, some dumbbells are there and you are going to weigh that and you are going to work on that particular muscles which is related to your human body itself. So this type of more forces is called as the muscular forces. Next is the gravitational force. Okay, the force applied by earth on an object in a downward direction is called as the gravitational force. Sorry, dear students. Now, the frictional forces also we can feel it. How? The force which opposes motion is known as the frictional forces. It is acts in the direction opposite the velocity of the body. Okay. Friction means what? You have to analyze. So dear students, friction means you can see this word that a force which opposes the motion, certain movement when we are moving from one place to the another place, and some forces we are going to apply there, and at that time the force is opposes to us. So this term is known as the frictional forces. So it acts in the direction opposite to the velocity of the body. So that's why it is called as the frictional forces. And so here air resistance. Air resistance means what? We are some opposite body. Okay, we are opposing the some force. How we are going to do or how we are going to analyze this? Let's take a example. Okay. So here we can observe when an object moves through air, maybe any of the particles, and air applies some force, and at that time it can be stopped there. So what happened? The direction opposite to the velocity. So this time or this situation is called as the air resistance, means air is opposing to that particular body. So that's why we are going to define as air resistance in the form of this simple definition, that is when an object moves through a air. Okay, the moving of the object is going to, or it moves through the air, and air applies some small amount of the opposition. Okay, small amount of the opposition, so the direction of opposite to the velocity. So this force is called as the air resistance. So dear students, here some few points we have discussed. So this is the introduction part of the force. In next class we will going to talk about the first law of the motion, as well as we are going to discuss with some other aspects related to the motion itself. So dear students, why I have written as a thank you signs? Because science has give you many varieties of the things, but we don't know how we are using and what we are using. So that's why in each and every time we have to say thank you to our surrounding as well as science subject also, because in the science we are going to deal with the nature and whatever things we are going to learn in our day-to-day life, it is considered to science itself. So we have to tell thank you science. So dear students, we will going to meet in the next class. Till that time, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye.